Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today in histology we will discuss cell and the different components of the cell. As you all know that cell is the basic structural and functional unit, the smallest living part of the body. And cells and extracellular material, they together comprise all the tissues that make up the organs of multicellular animals. Animal cells are eukaryotic with the distinct membrane limited nuclei which is surrounded by cytoplasm, and cytoplasm also contain various membrane limited organelles and the cytoskeleton. In contrast, the smaller prokaryotic cells of bacteria, they typically have a cell wall around the plasma lemma and lack nuclei and membranous cytoplasmic structures. So today from the topic of the cell, we will discuss structure of the cell membrane and what is basically a cell membrane and what is the chemical composition of the cell membrane, its structure and its functions. A cell membrane, also called plasma membrane or plasma lemma, it is a biological membrane which separate the interior of a cell from the outside environment. So the cell membrane basically surrounds the outer of the cell or exterior of the cell, and it encloses cytoplasm. It appears in thin sections with the help of electron microscope as are triple layered or trilaminar structures, which is about 7.5 to 10 nanometers thick. Cell membrane is flexible, and around the unicellular organisms it allows to move. Chemical composition of the cell membrane, it basically consists of lipids, proteins and carbohydrates. So among them are the phospholipids. Phospholipid molecule has a polar head and a non-polar tail. The polar head is charged and is hydrophilic, or you can say that it loves water, facing outward, and it also contains a phosphate group and glycerol. The non-polar tails, which are two in number, are hydrophobic or water repellent, facing inward, and contains two fatty acid chains that are non-polar. When phospholipids are placed in water, they form a spherical bilayer. So here you can see the structure of the phospholipids. This is the head of the phospholipid, or this is polar end, and this is charged and is hydrophilic or water loving, and these are two long chains which can be saturated fatty acids or non-saturated fatty acids with kink, and these chains are non-polar, and these are hydrophobic or water repellent. So membranous phospholipids are amphipathic, consisting of two non-polar hydrophobic or water repelling long chains. These are fatty acids which are linked to charged polar or hydrophilic or water attracting or water loving head. This also bears a phosphate group. Phospholipids are most stable when organized into a double layer or bilayer, with the hydrophobic fatty acid chains located in the middle region. These fatty acid chains, they come in the middle region, and the hydrophobic fatty acid chains which are located in the middle region away from the water, while the hydrophilic polar head groups contacting the water. Also, there are present molecules of cholesterol, a sterol lipid, insert at varying densities among the closely packed phospholipid fatty acids, restricting their movements and fluidity of the membrane components. Here you can see this is the arrangement of the phospholipids. This is the central or middle region of the cell membrane, and this middle region contains fatty acid chains which are hydrophilic, and at the ends are present polar ends, which are charged hydrophilic portion, and in between are present cholesterol molecules. Amount of the cholesterol may vary with the type of the membrane, and plasma membranes have nearly 1 cholesterol per phospholipid molecule. So, membranes of animal cells have as their major lipid components phospholipids and cholesterol. Phospholipid is amphipathic with a phosphate group charge on the polar head, and two long chains non-polar fatty acid chains, which can be straight if saturated, and they can be kinked if they are unsaturated or contains an unsaturated bond. Membrane cholesterol is present in almost the same quantity as are the phospholipids. The amphipathic nature of phospholipids produce the bilayer structure of the membrane, as the charged hydrophilic polar end or polar heads spontaneously form each membrane surface in direct contact with water, and the hydrophobic non-polar fatty acid chains are buried in the membrane's middle away from the water. Cholesterol molecules are also amphipathic and are interspersed less evenly throughout the bilayer. Cholesterol, which is present affects the packing of the fatty acid chains with the major effect of membrane fluidity. The outer layer of the cell membrane also contain glycolipids with extended carbohydrate chains. So the major component of this lipid bilayer are the phospholipids, and containing a polar head, non-polar or non-charged hydrophobic fatty acid chains, and the similar quantity of the cholesterol. Proteins are another critical component of the cell membrane, and cell membrane proteins are major constituent of the cell membrane, approximately 50% by weight in the plasma membrane. There are two basic type of proteins structurally. These are integral proteins and peripheral proteins. Integral proteins are directly embedded into the phospholipid bilayer, and the peripheral proteins are attached to on the one side of the cell membrane, and they give attachment to further extracellular components. Integral proteins are incorporated directly within the lipid bilayer, whereas the peripheral proteins are bound to one of the two membrane surfaces, particularly on the cytoplasmic side. Peripheral proteins can be extracted from the cell membrane with salt solutions, whereas the integral proteins can be extracted only if we damage this lipid bilayer. So if we have to separate these integral proteins which are embedded into the bilayers, we have to damage this bilayer to extract the integral proteins outside. Proteins play a vital role in the integrity of the cell membrane, as well as help in its various functions of these are basic component for structural support. They play a role in recognition, communication. They also function to transport different materials inside and outside of the cell, as well as they act as channels and allow a passage of ions from the outside into the cell and from inside out of the cell. The third important component of protein structure are the carbohydrates. They are present only in the plasma membrane and are present exterior or polar end of the phospholipids at the external surface of the plasma membrane in the form of glycoproteins. So as a whole, the whole structure of the plasma membrane or cell membrane, it consists of basically a lipid bilayer which is composed of phospholipids, and these phospholipids have a head and tail of two tails which can be saturated and unsaturated fatty acids, and in between are incorporated cholesterol molecules which are about the same as the phospholipids, and these chains are present in the middle layer, and the polar heads, they are present towards the water side, and in between they contain integral proteins and transmembrane proteins. Transmembrane proteins are basically projecting on both the surfaces of the cell membrane, as well as they also contain peripheral proteins. These peripheral proteins they give attachment to different cytoskeletal fibers and components, and prove communication between the cytoskeleton and the cell membrane. As well, carbohydrates are attached, and these are present basically in the form of glycocalyx. So plasma membranes consist of a phospholipid bilayer. This is phospholipid bilayer combined with variety of proteins which are integral proteins, and this lipid bilayer arrangement and integral proteins, they give rise to a typical arrangement which is called fluid mosaic arrangement. And the surfaces of the cell membranes are hydrophilic or water loving, and the interiors are hydrophobic part is basically made up of fatty acid chains, and the phosphate head, it makes the water loving portion. The fluid mosaic model of the membrane emphasizes that the phospholipid bilayer of a membrane also contains proteins which are inserted in it or associated with its surface, that is peripheral proteins, and many of these proteins move within the fluid lipid phase. Integral proteins are firmly embedded in the lipid bilayer. Those that completely span the bilayer are called transmembrane proteins. Hydrophobic amino acids of these proteins interact with the hydrophobic fatty acid portions of the membrane lipids. Both the proteins and lipids may have externally exposed oligosaccharide chains. So basically, fluid mosaic model is about the arrangement of proteins and lipids, and these proteins which are present in the entire thickness are integral proteins, and on the outer side which are present are the peripheral proteins, and glycoproteins are present on the outer surface. Membranes, they act as physical barriers and establish a flexible boundary and protect the cellular contents and support cell structure. Phospholipid bilayer separate substances inside and outside of the cell, so it is basically important for the internal homeostasis of the cell as well. These membranes are selectively permeable, and they allow exchange of the materials but in a selective range, and this is the way they regulate entry and exit of the ions, because these proteins act as ion channels, and they allow ions to move from outside of the cell to the inside and from inside to the outside. So in this way they regulate entry and exit of the ions, nutrients and waste materials through the membranes. Also, these help in electrochemical gradients, establish and maintain an electrical charge difference across a plasma membrane, and they also contain receptors that recognize and respond to molecular signals. In the next lecture, we will discuss these all functions and movement across the cell membrane in detail. So, the cell membrane, they keep a cell intact. They act as protective barriers for the cell, regulate transport in and out of the cells. They are selectively permeable, and small lipid molecules, for example oxygen and carbon dioxide, can pass easily. Water can freely cross the cell membrane. Ions and large molecules cannot cross without assistance, allow cell recognition. They also provide anchoring sites for filament of the cytoskeleton, especially the peripheral proteins which are present outer sites, and they provide a binding site for enzymes, help in interlocking surfaces, bind cells together. There are different junctions which are present on the cell membrane, and these junctions can restrict and allow permeability, as well as they help to keep the cells together aligned. And it also contains the cytoplasm and protects it, and also cytoplasm also contain organelles. On histological sections, when we stain a cell, or a living cell. This is a section which is taken from the kidney, collecting ducts of the kidney. Here you can appreciate this is the basement membrane of the cells, and this is an individual cell. This is the boundary of the individual cell, or the plasma membrane of the individual cell. It contains this pinkish colored cytoplasm, and it also, the cytoplasm contains this membrane bound nucleus. Similarly, here you can also appreciate this is the cell membrane, and it contains cytoplasm and the nucleus. So it just a quick review of structure of the cell membrane. Cell membrane structure is a fluid mosaic model, and the cell membrane basically contains phospholipids. It is composed of lipids, carbohydrates and proteins. The phospholipids have a polar head and two non-polar tails. Polar heads are rounded globular structures, and these non-polar tails, they occupy the middle portion of the cell membrane, and in between the structure there is also present cholesterol. And the second component are the proteins. Proteins can be integral proteins or peripheral proteins. Integral proteins are the ones which are present in the entire thickness, and if they project on both the surfaces, they are also called transmembrane proteins. And these are the peripheral proteins which are attached on one side of the cell membrane surface, usually towards the cytoplasmic side. And carbohydrates in the form of chains are present, and this is the cytoplasm. It also contains cytoskeleton, and this cytoskeleton fibers are connected to the peripheral proteins and help in the structural stability. So this is enough for today, and in the next lecture we will discuss the mechanisms of transport across the cell membrane as well as the cell cytoplasm. Thank you very much.